Welcome to the first ever episode of Rontro Class of Retro. Back in 1992, when we saw this intro, we knew we were in for something truly epic. So let's talk about the plot before we get into the review. You are Link, out to save Hyrule once again, and this time an evil wizard captures 7 maidens that are descendants of 7 sages, and they are used to break the seal to release Ganon and to merge the light world and the dark world. Back when this game came out, it was something truly amazing. The graphics were great. The music was great. There was nothing about this game that was really awful. It was probably one of the best, if not the best game for the Super Nintendo Entertainment System. And it's easy to see why. This game was released on November 21st, 1991 in Japan, April 13th, 1992 in North America, and September 24th, 1992 in Europe. As you can see here, the graphics were simply amazing for the Super Nintendo, and as was the music, the composer being Koji Kondo, one of the best composers to ever do music in video games. This game also seen releases on the Game Boy Advance, the Wii Virtual Console, and the Wii U Virtual Console. The Game Boy Advance version had an extra mode on it known as Four Swords Adventures. It was a whole nother game actually. But unfortunately, unless you knew somebody else with a Game Boy Advance, a link cable, and another copy of the game, you would not get to play it. And I, unfortunately, have never had the opportunity to play that version of Four Swords Adventures. This game was created by a man named Shigeru Miyamoto. For those of you who do not know who he is the creator of the Super Mario Bros. Series. This is an action-adventure game played in the three-quarters top-down perspective, as is most action-adventure games of the time. At the beginning, your task is to find the 3 pendants in the 3 dungeons guarded by 3 monsters. These pendants are used to release the Sword of Evil's Bane, the Master Sword. This is the only way to destroy the wizard that has captured the 7 maidens. This game was released to critical and commercial success. It sold over 4 million units worldwide, so it's easy to see why it's considered one of the greatest video games of all time. Now, after you defeat the evil wizard, you are sent to the dark world. Now, in the dark world, you have a whole new task. You go and visit 7 more dungeons to destroy 7 more monsters to save the 7 maidens. You need to save these 7 maidens to prevent the return of Ganon and the merging of the light world and dark world. A Link to the Past is actually a prequel to the original Legend of Zelda and Zelda 2: The Adventure of Link for the Nintendo Entertainment System. But those are reviews for another day. Also, a successor to this game has been released on the Nintendo 3DS, known as A Link Between Worlds, which are events that happened after this game. As I said before, this game is simply amazing. There's just nothing bad about this game. If I had to put a number on it, it'd be a 10 out of 10, easily. Now, I kind of want to talk about some memories I have about this game, which is part of the purpose of this show. I actually kind of want to start with a bad memory, as weird as it is. I was 9 years old, and my dad was a gamer as well, which is where a lot of my memories actually come from, is watching my dad play. When he first went to get this game, we went to a place called 10 and 1 Buyers. He talked to the guy that owned it, which his name was Ned, he went there and asked him if he could order him a copy. And within a week it was in, and we went to pick it up. Now, my dad asked me to sit in the car while he went in to grab it, which, back in them days wasn't really a big deal. Nowadays, you did something like that, you'd have some trouble. But he was in there for a bit, so I got out of the car, I went in to see what was taking my dad so long. Yeah, I kind of got grounded for that, so I did not get an opportunity to actually play the game when he first got it, which was a real bummer. Enough of the bad memories, though. I want to actually talk about a really good one. It was years later, actually. I'd played the game multiple times at this point and knew where everything was. I was staying the night with my cousin, Adam, over at his grandma's house, and he was borrowing a Super Nintendo off a friend with 2 games, Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past and Maximum Carnage, also another great game. I made a bet with my cousin. He did not think I could beat this game before the night was over. I ended up staying up all night. The worst part is I even took a break to play Maximum Carnage for probably about an hour, and then went back to this game. By the time my cousin woke up the next morning, I had it beat. I had proven to him that I could beat it within one night. It probably took me maybe, I'm going to say about 8 hours. But boy, oh boy, was that fun. And I'm pretty sure he was pretty impressed. Well, that about does it for the review. As I've said before, a great game. I really enjoyed going back and revisiting this game for this review. And I look forward to playing a lot of games that I haven't played in a while just to review them. And that just about does it. Stay tuned after the credits for something a little extra. I'm your host, Rontro, and this has been Rontro, the Class of Retro.
Oh, did you get it?
I did. Pappy, I just caught you on video.
Squeak, yeah.
Got it.